So my question is, have you lived in another country? How is life different? So the answer is yes. I have lived in the United States for 3 years as I was doing my undergraduate degree. And first and foremost, the most obvious difference, the most apparent one is the weather itself. In Malaysia, it's the hot and tropical weather all year long. It's always sunny and rainy. It's always alternating between those two seasons. But in the US, um, I was living in a state where there is 4 seasons there, so I got to experience summer, winter, spring, and fall, which is which was an awesome experience for me, and I really liked it. And if I were given another chance to actually move back to the United States, I would actually go there because I love winter so much. So how about you? Would you move and live in another country if you were given the opportunity?
Hello everyone, I'm Umi. I'm from Malaysia. So my question is, have you lived in another country? How is life different? So the answer is yes. I have lived in UNICEF for 3 years, and I was doing my undergraduate degree. And first and foremost, the most obvious different, the most apparent ones is the weather itself. In Malaysia, it's hot and tropical weather on year long. It's always sunny and rainy. It's always at, at alternates
Alternating.
alternates between two seasons. But in the US, I was living in the States
State.
where there is 4 seasons. Yeah, so I got to experience summer, winter, spring and fall,
Spring.
spring and fall, which was an awesome experience for me. I really like it, and if I were given another chance to actually move back in the UNICEF, I would actually go there before, uh, because I love winter so much. So how about you? Would you move in? Would you move and live in another city if you were given the opportunity?
So right now I am really, really missing the summer. I had the best summer of my life so far. I decided to take a little break from where I currently live, which is Thailand, and I went and spent the summer in Italy, which was fantastic. I traveled all around the north of Italy, went to Milan, Venice, Lake Como, Lake Garda, and it was just amazing. It was even more beautiful than I ever imagined it to be. I met the best people, made some really, really great friends, and yeah, it was
Even
summer, so the weather was so nice, and everybody was socializing
socializing.
again, and it felt very normal. And it was also very, very nice to travel somewhere right now. So yeah, I'm feeling
Nostalgic.
very nostalgic about my summer in Italy.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm come from England, and my question is, what do your miss there say? What are you nostalgic about? So right now, I'm really missing the summer. I had the best summer of my life. So far, I decided decided to take Lister Bracken from I West Carolina with Thailand, and I went and spent the summer in Italy, which was fan- fantastic. I traveled all around the north of Italy, went to Milan, Venice, Como, Gata, and it was just amazing. It was even more beautiful than I ever imagined it to be. I miss the bad people, make some really rich friends, and yes, it was summer, so the the weather was not was so nice, and everybody so social socio socializing again, and it feels very normal, and it's also very nice to travel somewhere right now. So yeah, I'm feeling very nostalgic about summer in Italy.
Socialize. Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from England, and my question is, what do you miss about your home country? So currently, I am living in Thailand. I've been living here for the past 6 years now, 6, 7 years. Um, and yeah, I love it here, but there's definitely things I miss about England. First of all, my friends and my family, of course. I think that is the main thing, especially when it comes to Christmas, birthdays, any type of holiday, New Year, anything. I really start to miss home, and I even miss the cold weather and the snow when it gets to Christmas time, which I never thought I'd say about England. But yeah, I think it's a lot more festive at home during holidays, and especially when you're surrounded by your loved ones. So yeah, definitely the biggest thing I miss at home is friends, family, and sharing the holidays together.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm come from England, and my question is, what do you miss about your home country or your home country? So currently, I'm living in Thailand. Um, I've been living here for the past 6 years now, 7 year, and yeah, I love it here. So, but definitely thing I miss about England. First of first of all, my friend and my family, of course. I think that's the main thing, especially especially when it's come to Christmas, birthday, any time of holiday, New Year, anything. I really start to miss home, and I and even miss the cold weather and snow when it's get to Christmas time, which I never told I say about England, but yeah, I think a lot I think a lot more festive at home during holiday, and especially when you are you are you are surrounded by loved one. So yeah, definitely the biggest thing I miss at home is friend, family, and sharing the holiday together.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gia. I'm from Brazil, and my question today is, what is the best place to visit in your country? Wow, that is such a hard question. I would say, from the top of my head, that probably Rio de Janeiro is the best place for a foreigner if you're going to Brazil for the first time. I feel like Rio de Janeiro has a good view on what Brazil is about. It has everything that it represents Brazil really well, I would say. It has nice beaches, amazing, fun, friendly people, good food, a lot of parties, nice urban areas with enough art and cultural experiences for you to know. So I think Rio is definitely a good, package of what Brazil is about. My personal favorites would be probably the sand dunes up in the northeast called Lençóis Maranhenses. Amazing, amazing, endless to the sight of sand dunes with natural rainwater is just feels like it's a different world. And we have a few national parks called Chapadas. My personal favorite being Chapada dos Veadeiros, where we have over, I think, 200 waterfalls over there. So it's just amazing. I highly recommend you guys checking Brazil out. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Guillaume. I'm from Brazil, and my question is today. And my question today is, what is the best place to visit in your country? Well, that's a hard question. I would say from the top on my here.
Head.
Um, I would I would say from the top my has has my has that probably the Rio de Janeiro is a best place foreign for reason.
Foreigner.
For foreigner, if you are going to Brazil for the first time, I like Rio de Janeiro has a good view on that Brazil is about. It's had everything. It's represent Brazil really well. I would say it's had a nice beach, amazing fun, friendly people, good food, a lot of party, nice urban areas with enough arts and cultural experience for you to know. So I think Rio is definitely a good package of the price you is about. My personal favorite is probably the sand dune ups in the north called let's call let's call Matan.
Lençóis Maranhenses.
Amazing, amazing, endless to the side of San Jose with natural rainwater. It's just like a different world. And we have a few national parks called Japan. My personal favorites being Chapanda top Vedoris, where uh, where where we have over I think 200 waterfall over there. So it's just amazing. I highly recommend you guys checking where you are. Thank you. I tell you guys soon. Bye bye. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm come from England, and my question is: just recycle in your country? So the answer to that is yes. I definitely,
Definitely.
definitely, we definitely to recycle in England. Uh, is starting to thank thankful giving thankfully gets a lot of serious, and people are really starting to recycle more, especially since now I think that you'll be find quite a lot of money if you don't recycle properly in the UK. As of now, I think we have three different types of trust that mainly get recycle, practice, glass, and carbon. Carbon. I believe, I believe at I believe at three different things that we recycle right now. We also have like three different trash can with a different color to help you remember which type of trash go into which type of trash can, and your tender garbage guy which come and collects it, take it away, and they are separate separate which make it easy to recycle and to better help the environment. So yeah, we definitely do recycle in England.
Hello, my name is Lilith and I'm from Armenia. My question is, what is your idea for a movie? At some point in our lives, we've all come up with a plot which we think would be fantastic for a movie. And my idea is for a horror movie, which I think would be called Suspense. So it wouldn't really be a horror movie because there won't be much going on in the movie. However, there will constantly be a background music which will lead to people thinking and anticipating that something bad is going to happen when in reality there will not be anything. So there will be a spooky music which will just intensify the feeling of suspense and shock, but then the movie will just end like that without anything happening, and it will leave the audience just hanging there thinking, what was the movie about? Why were they scared when there was nothing scary about it at all?
Hi, hello. My name is Liz, and I'm from America. My question is, what's your idea for the movie? At some point in our
Lives.
lives, okay.
At some point in our lives.
At some point in our lives,
Lives.
at some point in our lives, we were we were all come up with a pilot which we think would be fantastic for a movie, and my idea is for horror movie, which I think would be called suspense.
Suspense.
So so it wouldn't really be a horror. movie because there won't they won't be much going to the movie. However, there will constantly be background music which will lead to people thinking and unpartic- unappealing
Anticipating.
anticipating
Anticipating.
anticipating that something bad is going to happen when in reality there will there will not be anything. So there will
Spooky.
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 So there will be spooky music which will just intense uh, the feeling of subtain and shock. But then the movie will just end line and end line task without any happening, and it will living and which will live and it will live the
Audience.
audience just hanging there thinking that's what the movie are about. Why were they scared when the nothing scared about it at all? Hello, my name is Litty and I'm from America. My question is, what is your idea for a movie? At some point in our lives, we are uh, we are come up with a pilot, which we think would be fantastic for a movie. And my idea is for a horror movies, which I think which I think would be called suspense. So it wouldn't really be a horror movie because they wasn't be much going to in the movie. However, there will constantly be background music which will lead to people thinking and anticipating that something bad is going to happen when it's when in reality there will there will not be anything. So there will be spooky music with just intense the feeling of spells and subtem and sauce. But then the movie will just end like that without anything happening, and it will leave an audience just hanging there thinking, what's what the movie about? Why why were they scared when there are not nothing scared about it at all?
The question that I'm answering is, would you volunteer for medical experiments? Now, personally, I have come from a health professional background and have also been involved in medical experiments as the practitioner. So I've seen different types of experiments. And so there's one experiment that I was part of where I helped out people with knee arthritis with an exercise regime, and that was the medical experiment. So personally, if it was a medical experiment that didn't involve anything invasive, and what do I mean by invasive? It's if I didn't have to take any medication or there's no injections or things like that, and it's simply an exercise program, I would definitely volunteer for something like that. But if I had to take a drug or if I had to take a lot of blood tests and things get a bit more invasive, then I definitely would not volunteer for that type of medical
your question that I'm answering is who you volunteer for medical experiments. Now, personally, I have come from health professional background and have also been involved in medical experiment experiment as the practitioner.
Practitioner.
Practitioner. So even seen different type of experiment, and so there one experiment, and so there one experiment that I was part of where I have our people with knees arthritis,
Arthritis.
arthritis with an experiment
Exercise.
and exercise regimens
Regime.
regime with an exercise regime, and that's what the medical experiment. So personally, it was a medical experiment that didn't involve anything
Invasive.
invasive,
Involve.
involve involve anything invasive, and that's and what do I mean by invasive? Is a is if I didn't have to take any medication or the injection
Injections.
or thing like that, and it's simply an exercise problem a program
Program.
program. I could definitely volunteer for something like that, but if I have to take to
Drug.
drugs or if I have to take a lot of blue tea test and anything gets a bit more invasive, then definitely would not volunteer for type of medical experiment. Now, where now we are moment is probably will not in an overall sense of volunteer for any medical experiment